Hello everyone, Tamid here. Welcome back to my channel, and I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm doing pretty good too. So today I'll be basically reviewing a fragrance from the house of Cartier, and it's gonna be Declaration d'un Soir, the EDT version. So let's get started. So to start with, here's how the box looks like. Red all over. It gives you, like, wedding vibes, and the fragrance is sort of a wedding, sort of a like fragrance. I'll describe it in a bit. You see Cartier Declaration d'un Soir, EDT written over here. Even though it's an EDT, trust me, the performance is really good on this one. Yeah, that's mostly about it. Again, EDT concentration 100 ml and all that kind of stuff. Cartier logo up top over here, and on the inside of the box too. Not sure if the camera is able to focus, but you get the point. Nothing on the sides, to be honest. Both sides are mostly empty. At the back, some addresses written over here, and environmental friendly logo over here, and at the base you will get the batch code and barcode and whatnot. That's about it for the box. Really classy, wedding like, sort of like gives you that sort of vibes. Interesting, simple yet elegant. Now coming to the bottle itself, as you guys can see, the bottle, it's like really nice, like sort of like fully transparent, as you guys can see my face as well. From the back, juice color is also transparent. The bottle looks really nice. A sort of rectangled, curved, smoothed out edges on the top, and like the bottom has sort of like a pointy edge, but that's okay. It's really nice, and from the side it kind of looks like almost like a torso, but like, a flat one, not like bodybuilder type, but yeah, you get the point. So yeah, this is how the bottle looks. Cartier Declaration d'un Soir written on over here, and at the base you'll get the batch code and everything. It's a sticker. It's okay. I mean, that's fine. And now the spraying mechanism is it's a bit different. As you guys can see, the sprayer is almost like, it looks like a skeletonized sprayer, and you can actually open the cap, or you could say the stopper. It's a very unique sort of stopper. You guys will see it just opens up like this. You just push it back and it kind of opens like this, and you just click it back on. So it's a very nice sort of unique sort of mechanism by Cartier. Obviously they're a brand that they're not, I mean, yeah, the fragrances are really famous, but they're mostly into those sort of like watches and all that other kinds of stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, they make pretty damn good fragrances too. So let me open the stopper again, and if you guys can see, like, the underneath of I'm not sure if the camera will be able to capture it, but underneath you can actually see the whole mechanism of how it's sprayed. So it's like a skeletonized sort of sprayer, which is quite nice, but don't think this will spray like Montal's, like, like squirt small bursts. The sprayer on this actually surprised me. So let's see. Wow, just wow. Every time I smell it, again, wedding vibes. I just don't know, it's just wedding vibes. Now let me get to the smell. So if you look up on Fragrantica, you'll see a bunch of notes, and I mean, smell, it's basically a rose-based fragrance. If I have to say the type of fragrance that it is, it's a spicy as in, like, very rounded spicy, no sharp edges, rosy, and slight hint of, like, sandalwood musk, sort of like a fragrance. So basically it's rose dominant, but it's not a rose like you'd get in Montal Intense Cafe, or other rose based fragrance, like, just those are like typical, that jammy rose, other like, or like, the dark rose. No, it's not like that. It's a fresh rose basically. So now let's break down the smell. The smell, it kind of opens with a hint of cardamom, a hint of black pepper, and that rose. You're gonna get the rose from the top, mid, and then to the bottom. Like, there is no escaping from the rose. The rose is actually really well done over here. It doesn't smell like rose water, but the rose is really nice. But anyways, It starts off with cardamom, black pepper, and rose. So the cardamom, it doesn't feel like La Nuit de l'Homme cardamom or Zerge of Starlight sort of cardamom. The cardamom feels like a spicy, like like the, what do you call it? The covering of the cardamom, like not the seeds, but the like the upper coat of the cardamom, which tends to be a bit spicy, a slight bit woody. So the smell is sort of like that, a bit on the spicier side, and also black pepper kind of amps up the spiciness of the cardamom a bit, but the black pepper doesn't, makes you sneeze or makes you cough, so that's a good thing. I like the black pepper isn't like, Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb, which, I get like, I literally like cough up, or I literally, sneeze when I sniff Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb, the opening specifically. But the opening, the black pepper, the way it's done over here, it's fantastic. Like, and the spiciness, it doesn't last too long. So if you're not into like, so if you don't like spicy rose, don't be afraid. The spiciness only lasts about around that 3 to 4 minute mark. You're gonna get that like a sort of like a spicy kick, and then afterwards the black pepper sort of faints away. The cardamom sort of really nicely blends in with the rose, and the rose is of like almost like a fresh rose. It's like a rose which is, like dipped in like a rose, like it's basically rose with water particles all over it. It's like overnight there was dew, and in the morning, whenever like when you go out into the field of rose, you see like those water droplets on rose, and it just smells really fresh, really uplifting, really really nice, plush. That sort of rose it actually has, and from the top till the like till the end, you'll get that sort of plush, really really fresh, sort of like a rosy sort of smell. So yeah, the cardamom really really blends in nicely with the rose, and they're like, that's like the starting of the mid, and then at the middle, the cardamom kind of packs its bag and goes away, and the rose gets actually joined in with sandalwood and a bit of musk. You're definitely gonna get musky character from it prevalently, the rose musky nature of it, but the sandalwood, in my opinion, it's mostly there to like actually round off the spiciness of the black pepper. Otherwise, black pepper tends to be very sharp, very like what do you call it, like it kind of hits your nose with like power. So what sandalwood does over here is just like makes the spiciness like a bit smooth around the edges, so it feels like almost niche territory, like smooth. So this is a very nice trick that actually perfumers can do with sandalwood, even though you won't smell prevalent sandalwood, but it is mainly done to round off the edges. Also it can be done with iris and tonka bean as well. It gives sort of like it does give a sort of like a powdery effect. Yes, it does have that after effect of powderiness, but the whole fragrance, like the spicy nature of it or the sharpness of the citruses and stuff like that, it kind of gets rounded off. So there's where like those sandalwood like elements or tonka iris kinds of they kind of like really really shine in terms of smoothing out a fragrance. So that's what it does over here, and basically at the dry down, you get the rosy maskiness, like running the show. Now in terms of performance, this one did last on like my shirt like for a long time. I went with only 4 sprays. Like the weather was very nice. It was under 25 degrees Celsius. I think it was 21 or 22 degrees Celsius in Bangladesh, which is you could say it is cold. It is cold, and I think 21, 22 degrees Celsius is perfect temperature for this sort of Cartier Declaration de Soir type fragrance. So I just went in with 4 sprays, all on my shirt, 2 over here, 2 over here. That's it, dual shots. I usually tend to spray like 10 8 10 12 times usually, depending on wherever I go, and at times I even go up to like 16 to 18 sprays all on my clothes. So I tend to do that with Dior Homme Parfum, 16 18 sprays. So that's a different story. I will, whenever I make a review on Dior Homme Parfum, I will just let you know. But yeah, with this one I just went with 4 sprays, and it just lasted me through the day. I mean 10 hours, on my clothes easily, like not even like exaggerating. So yeah, on your skin it might vary, like from person to person. As you know, all skin chemistry and how it, you know, hangs onto your skin and whatnot. But even in my skin, it did last for a while. I think it was around that 8 to 9 hour mark on my skin as well, so which is quite nice. But you see, I have like hairy forearms, so like whenever I spray over here, it tends like any sort of fragrance tends to, you know, stick to my skin really well and give good lasting power. And when it comes to projection, let's just not talk about it. Whenever I spray on my skin, like a fragrance will project initially, but then after like 15-30 minutes there will be like literally no projection of my skin. Any fragrance, even with Zerjoffs, even with like Rosacea Shura, whatever that may be. I just don't know like if anything's wrong with my skin or anything's wrong with me. But definitely it's wrong for sure, but I don't know what exactly is the wrong thing going over here, specifically on my skin. Even if I spray like 2 or 3 sprays on same spot, it just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. It's just that's why it's so inconsistent, like from person to person. So it's so wherever I feel like there is a stable sort of enough, or there is a stable enough performance, I'll just try to give you that information or that data. So there goes the performance side of things. And well, in terms of projection, like I got around that 1.5 to 2 hours, like in between that, for the first 30 to 35, not 35, 40 minutes, I would say 30 to 40 minutes. It does project really well. I'm telling you again, only 4 sprays. So if you amp up the sprays a bit more, so you're gonna get a bit more projection. So with 4 sprays, I got like for the first 30 to 40 minutes, it was projecting well, like around that 5 to 6 feet, 4 to 5 to 6 feet, around that mark. And then after like the 30 to 40 odd minutes, it kind of, you know, maintained that 2 feet sort of projection till like hour and a half, around the 2 hour mark. So it was really, really nice. And after that, it kind of, you know, held like a half to 1 foot of a really, really nice cloud of, you know, rose, a fresh rose, sort of, you know, musky, smooth throughout the edges, sort of like a rose sort of fragrance, which you usually like associate with weddings. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the versatility. Now coming to the age, in my opinion, I think, as I said, a wedding based fragrance. So I think it's definitely suited for those matured sort of guys or girls. I mean, it's a unisex fragrance though, so yeah, it's kind of sorted to like that sort of like levels, like a bit matured, over 25 or over 27, where you will be able to really, really appreciate this fragrance. And you really, really have to be in the fragrance game for a while to actually understand the whole concept behind this fragrance, or get the whole idea of the smell of the fragrance, and why it smells like this, or why it smells really good. And why am I saying that it's a wedding worthy fragrance? So like you can wear this to your own wedding. This is like a wedding, what do you call it, a wish list sort of a fragrance, if you have one. Like I completed my wedding wish list fragrances. If I have my wedding like down the future, I will wear Zerjoff Starlight, so I'll be reviewing that as well. That's another fantastic cardamom, like ambery, sort of milky. I mean, it's almondy. It's like on a whole on another level. Like it's something really different. But yeah, with specifically with this one, this is, as I said, this is also a wedding fragrance as well. Now with the versatility, yeah, weddings, parties for sure. Dates, I'm not exactly sure how that would go on dates, but mainly I think it's well suited to weddings, parties, and that occasions as well, because it kind of smells like that sort of like style, like sort of like perfume that you would wear on those occasions. Now in terms of like as I said, the wedding scenario, you see, like whenever you're having I'll post a thumbnail of you're gonna see the thumbnail, like the type of wedding that this is perfect for. It's like you're out on outdoors. It's about like, you know, that 20 to 22 degrees Celsius or a bit lower, and then you're like just having the sunset over the horizon. Like it's a really lovely sort of late evening. You're getting that golden hour. it's pleasant weather, a tad bit on the colder side, like the husband or the wife, coming down the aisle, holding hands. It's sort of like that sort of fragrance. Like it doesn't matter if the guy wears it or if the girl wears it. It don't actually matter. It's a unisex style fragrance. So yeah, you can definitely wear this one to your wedding, to your own wedding, or let's just say in other weddings as well, in those kind of evening golden hour type of scenario, which we rarely get in our country. That outdoor sort of like wedding and stuff like that, because yeah, because mainly because of the dust and stuff like that. But yeah, but if you have those kind of situations, you can definitely wear this one. Yeah, that's mostly about it for this one. And even though for an EDT, the performance is really stellar on this one. And a huge thanks to Alif. He has a page called Perfume Afford. If you want a decant of this, you can definitely get one, even though it's discontinued. But I think he would be more than happy enough to provide you guys with a decant at a very good price. So you can actually like check his page out. I will leave the link of his page in the description box down below. So yeah, this is like something really nice. Is it a must-have? As it's discontinued, I don't know you're gonna find it on a good price. Like definitely the price is gonna be inflated, considering the discontinued word is attached to it. But yeah, overall, I feel like it's a must try for sure. And to be honest, this fragrance sort of resembles, in my opinion, if you have tried Killian's Roses on Ice, it kind of resembles like that one. And if you just take out the bitterness of the vodka and the really fuzziness of the musk, like Roses on Ice has sort of like a bitterish vodka sort of a feel with a very fuzzy, fluffy, like sort of like it's a very like fuzzy sort of fragrance with bitterness. So if you just take those two elements out of Roses on Ice and add a bit of cardamom and black pepper to it, it kind of smells like Killian's Roses on Ice. So if you like that Roses on Ice or MFK a la Rose, sort of that like in that fresh rose, sort of like musky sandalwood, a tad bit spicy on top. So if you like those sort of like fragrances, you can definitely check this one out. This won't let you down. And Cartier Declaration D'Homme Soir, the whole line is fantastic. Like it's a special line for sure. So yeah, that's all about it for the fragrance. And in my opinion, I'm gonna definitely give it. I will give this fragrance like overall in terms of longevity, in terms of smell, in terms of performance and everything. Like overall, I'm gonna give it a combined 9 out of 10. In terms of price, I mean, it's gonna be inflated. So let's just take the price out of the equation, and on its own, for the bottle, the presentation, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of presentation, like of either fragrances, like whatever the fragrance may be. I'm not a huge fan of presentation. I only care about like the fragrance itself, because I'm not someone that's gonna like take the bottle with me to like to every places that I go to. So so there goes that. So in terms of the fragrance, 9 out of 10 for sure. In terms of everything, 9 out of 10. The price, yeah, that can be a different issue. So overall, yeah, that was it from my end for Cartier Declaration D'Homme Soir. Hope you guys liked the review, and definitely subscribe to my channel if you want to see some of my more future content. I try to provide as much as information as I can from my own perspective, from my own experience, so that you guys can actually get an idea of how each of the fragrance smells like, and also my personal opinion as well, so that actually you can actually connect the dots of why I like a fragrance, why I don't like a fragrance, why I'm like saying that it's good, it's recommended, and why it's not recommended. So yeah, it is what it is. So hope you guys have an enjoyable day. See you on the next one, guys. Take care. Bye bye.